2 years. No trophies, no title runs, just close calls and cold hands. Daniel Negreanu's been chasing something that used to come easy, but lately, nothing sticks. Well, now he's back. New stage, new stakes, $3.3 million on the line. But the table, it's pure fire. Pietrangelo, Bonimo, Lichtenberger. Every pot's gonna be a fistfight. Every hand's a trap, and Daniel knows one slip and it's over.
That is correct.
But he didn't come to survive, he came to take it all. Let's find out how. The table opens with a bubble, and Orpin draws a line in the sand. Ace 10, all in, heart in hand. But Chewy's got queens and he's not folding. And there's Daniel, Queen Jack suited. He pauses, he thinks, and he lets it go.
No, that's impossible.
3 players were in, now it's just 2. The flop hits. 10, 9, deuce. Turn brings a pair, river coming.
It's the club's working, Orpin that is. And indeed still ace hunting.
Yeah, opportunities if the straight begins to materialize, which it does not. It is 3 outs once here on this money bubble. Can Orpin find the ace? No. It's the Jack of Hearts.
Yeah, man.
And it is a somber and melancholic affair.
Yeah, tough day, but good run.
Good game, bro. Good game.
A lot of respect and a lot of love, a lot of sympathy and compassion being shown.
And just like that, Orpin's out of the tournament. A gut punch on the bubble.
Let's get it on.
Negreanu dodged it this time, but the next hand won't give him the choice. Negreanu's in the small blind with just 8-3 of diamonds. Barely a hand, but he opens anyway. Light, aggressive, vintage Daniel. Bonimo checks his option with Jack 7 off, sitting on just 14 bigs and a prayer. The flop, it's a tease. 8-5-6, 2 diamonds. Daniel flops top pair with a backdoor flush draw, just enough to start swinging.
Oh, I'm just getting started.
60 into 75. Bonimo peels back, sees the open-ender, and decides it's now or never. He gathers the courage, counts the chips, and moves it all in.
Choosing to jam here with the open-ender.
But he was Ollie, and he finds himself as a 3-2 dog for his tournament life.
We're going spinning. 715K in the middle. Justin Bonimo currently in need of a 4, 9, or a jack to complete a straight or make a bigger pair. Instead, it's the queen of diamonds, and unfortunately for Justin, that will remove some outs from the top of the screen, as any diamond variant of the aforementioned no longer serves his purposes. That smirk is with good reason, as he has 9 outs once to stay alive. Burn down. The river is a jack.
It does come right in, the jack of spades.
Call it instinct, call it chaos. But that shove flips the script, and Bonimo takes the $715,000 pot. And for Daniel, this pot is the first real storm he's got to weather. But things are just starting to get interesting.
I don't find you funny.
Justin has just dodged a bullet, but now he walks into Chewy with no vest on. 4-handed. Button versus big blind. And Bonimo rips it. 8s, straight into the man in the glasses who's holding jacks. Chewy doesn't blink, doesn't breathe, just snap calls like it's already done. 2 pros, 1 coin flip. But it's Chewy who's been catching fire all night. Sharp, loose, dangerous. The flop rolls out slow. Deuce, 3, queen. No help, just sweat. And those jacks, they don't budge. They just lean in, melting snowmen 1 pip at a time.
Chewy finds himself as a 4-1 favorite. Deuce 3 queen, clean. Spades working for Chewy as well.
Those jacks beginning to take a flamethrower to the snowmen as you can feel the melt. Bonimo binked a jack to stay alive against Negreanu earlier, and the turn is a jack for Chewy.
Doesn't
which
get
leaves
much cleaner than that. Very good game to you, sir.
Drawing dead. Love shown.
And then there were...
And just like that, Bonimo's out. 2 hands, 2 train wrecks. And now it's Negreanu, Chewy, and Pietrangelo. One of them's walking out with $3.3 million.
Children? We could make a fortune with this.
The table's down to 3, but Chewy's not cooling off. He just knocked out Bonomo, and now he's back in the ring, staring down Petrangelo from the big blind. Another button battle. Another trap in the weeds. Petrangelo opens. Chewy calls, and the flop's a grind. 3, 6, queen. Two-tone. Nothing flashy, but dangerous in disguise. Petrangelo's 5s are still ahead, but Chewy's sitting on 2 jacks like a man playing possum. They check it down. Turn pairs the queen. Both players slow again, and now the river. Another 3. Double paired board. A chessboard.
100%.
Every move matters. Petrangelo, he takes the first stab. 120K. Half pot, just enough to make you wonder, is this a value play or just bait?
360.
He does find the raise even versus half pot.
Call.
What a
Yeah.
great play from Chewy there.
Begrudgingly, but the size was so right, and the line was so plausible for an ambitious ace.
Chewy doesn't need a big hand to make a big play, and he clears out Petrangelo's stack. But the story's about to change. See what happens next. Chewy's been running the table. Pressure, patience, pure reads. But across the felt, Negreanu's been watching, waiting. And now he limps in from the small blind with King 7 off. It looks quiet. Chewy checks back with Jack Deuce. 2 strays in the dark. The flop drops King 8 Jack, all clubs. Daniel hits top pair. Chewy hits second pair on a monotone board. No flush, no panic, just checks. And Daniel checks back, cool as ever. The turn, a jack. Chewy spikes trips, takes the lead, but stays in the weeds. Another check. And Daniel, still no bet. Just eyes, just silence. They go to the river. Bang, it's a king. Daniel's got kings full, and now the pot's a trapdoor.
Oh, no.
Chewy finally reaches, fires 90K into 120. A confident size, but he's walking blind, and Daniel, slowly, carefully, clicks it back to 290K. No overbet, no fireworks, just a raise that asks one simple question. How sure are you?
This kind of friendly size, for lack of a better, we just pay off. This would really be outstanding if Chewy finds the fold.
Well, his man checked back 2 streets and suddenly will show us the king.
A king is very possible in that line. You could check twice easily, but it's just, he went with a smallish raise after time banking. Does get away, I'll tell you what.
Chewy thought he was still steering the ship, but Negreanu just flipped the wheel. The game is about to change hands. Negreanu's no longer dodging bullets, he's chambering his own. And now, Petrangelo steps into the line. Blinds are up, stacks are deep, and Nicky P opens with King Queens. Daniel calls in the big with King 10. Another bottom versus blind dance, but this time the board's slick. Jack, 7, 9. 2-way draw for Negreanu, 2 overcards for Petrangelo. They check it down. No tells, just tension. The turn brings a queen, top pair for Nick. But for Daniel, it's Broadway, the nut straight. A silent hammer hiding in plain sight. Nick bets 175K, thinking he's ahead or at least safe. But Daniel calls, letting it breathe, letting it build. The river brings another queen, pairing the board and clouding the story. If Nick thinks he's good now, he'll bet. But Daniel, he doesn't blink. He just checks and lets the trap sit open.
645 in the middle.
180.
180.
Very interesting sizing choice from Petrangelo. To be continued on that.
Both of us anticipating something meteor.
Daniel goes for 580.
580.
Not often you see a vegan deliver the meat, but there it is.
Call.
Straight.
Does pay it off, Ali.
It didn't make a meal of it
A
either.
vegan delivery of the meat, and Petrangelo sees the bad news. What an incredible pickup for Negreanu.
The old Daniel used to race to value, but this version, he waits, he listens, and then he pounces. Chewy's on life support, 11 big blinds and fading. He picks up King 6 and doesn't hesitate, shoves it, eyes forward. No drama, it's how he's played all night, fearless and unblinking. But this time, he runs into Negreanu. Ace 6, same kicker, different universe. Daniel calls instantly. It's a $1.2 million coin flip, but this moment's anything but even. One man clinging to oxygen, the other riding a wave. The flop hits like thunder. Ace, deuce, deuce. Top pair for Daniel. Chewy's drawn to back doors and shared kickers. The turn comes down clean, a 10. More dead ends, more silence. The river's next.
The flop, ace, deuce, deuce, and now the diamond.
Diamond.
Does work.
Has the diamonds working? Has
That is a
deuce, deuce
possibility.
working? Chop it up, quads with an ace. Or running kings.
Turn card, help needed, and the 10 of hearts
game,
is
Chewy.
not it.
Nice battle, bro.
Yeah. Good game, guys. It
That was a pleasure.
was a lot of fun.
Man, cheers.
Yeah.
Lichtenberger gave it all he had and did
Where did
so
they make
with
it sit? Do I have to go
class
again? I'm
and
not sure.
grace.
As he always does, Ollie. Congratulations, Chewy.
In order.
Third is a
Chewy's out. And now it's heads up, with $3.3 million in reach and Negreanu holding the reins. Heads up begins, and Daniel holds the lead, not just in chips but in rhythm. He's won the last few without showing a card. Now he picks up ace-king in the big blind, a hammer dressed like a handshake. Petrangelo limps with king 8, trying to keep things small, but nothing is small at this stage. Not the pots, not the pressure. They check to the flop. 9, deuce, 3 with 2 spades. Petrangelo misses but stays composed. Daniel checks, cool, quiet. The turn is an ace, top pair, top kicker. Daniel breathes, still no bet. Then Petrangelo leans in, fires 100,000. It's light, calculated. But the moment he places those chips, the hand's already over.
apps. Negreanu still with a ton of hand. He's in. Ace of clubs, king of hearts.
Oh, and now an ace of diamonds on the turn leaves Petrangelo drawing dead.
Potentially leadable card for Daniel in this line. Limp raise call, check bet call, and now the ace. A very favorable development. Seemingly a nice idea here from Daniel, albeit it didn't pan out as far as Petrangelo having any connection. But he extends his lead, Ali. 6.3 now for Negreanu, just 8.85 for Petrangelo.
Daniel takes the pot and keeps his grip on the match, but Petrangelo's not done. The comeback starts in the next hand. Petrangelo's reeling. He just lost the pot, lost control, maybe even the match, but he's not folding. Daniel opens from the bottom again with ace-3, smelling blood. He's been relentless, hammering every weakness. One more bet, one more step toward the title. But Petrangelo finds king-jack. It's not a monster, but it's enough. He pauses, then pushes, all in. A full shove for survival. Daniel snap calls with the better hand, $1.1 million on the line. The table leans in, the dealer reaches, and 5 cards will decide if Petrangelo walks or bites back.
An ace out there. Instead, he gets a
Club.
couple of clubs.
Fair fight, if
10
you
jack
will.
or king now. Ace still.
Gutter, plus the clean cards for Petrangelo. 10 outs. And the king comes in on the turn. Daniel taking his seat, shaking his head, but does have 3 outs. Is an ace available to end this thing right here, right now? Or will Petrangelo double up? The river, another king,
Total?
trips for Nicky P. And he's going to haul in 1.1 plus
535.
when it's said and done.
And Petrangelo bites back hard and snatches the pot. Trip kings, the double. And just like that, it all comes down to one final hand. Everything's on the line. Daniel with Queen 7 suited. Pietrangelo with King 5. Not premium hands, just pressure, timing, legacy. Nick's chip stack is fading, but he digs deep and moves all in. One last stand. Daniel peeks down. One last decision, and he calls. It's a $990,000 pot. No more levels, no more hands, just 5 cards to crown a champion. Both players are standing now. Daniel's chasing fate, Nick's chasing a miracle. The dealer leans in, the cards are coming.
Into a commanding lead here. Top pair with the clubs working.
Bazooka. Just 2 red kings, for the time being, can rescue Nick Pietrangelo from a second place fate. Can hardly look. Now the board pairs, and it is indeed just 2 outs, 1 time.
What a feeling this must be for Daniel. For Nick, the light is dimming.
Will the monkey finally be removed from Daniel's back over the better part of these last 2 years? The answer is yes.
Congrats, man. Cheers. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
As he takes the worst of it and rides it to glory. 3.3
Remember
million
the
plus.
interview from the other one? Oh, yeah!
The cards fall, and it's amazing as Daniel Negreanu, after years of heartbreak, finally lifts the super high roller bowl. With Queen 7, with heart, with everything, it's Negreanu. After 2 long years, Daniel finally breaks through, and it's the biggest win of his tournament career. $3.3 million sealed. But if you think that's wild, wait till you see how Aaron Zhang flipped a $23 million pot at Triton. Would you have played it like he did? Let us know in the comments below.